What's going on, everybody? Baxter Pokemon is back for episode 3 of this How to Play Pokemon TCG mini-series. First episode, we went over the anatomy of a basic Pokemon card. The second episode, we took a look at evolution forms using the Rowlet, Dartrix, Decidueye line. This episode, we happened to end last episode with the GX Decidueye. So, this episode, we're going to take a look at some GX Pokemon. What I did was I just went and grabbed some random GXs out of Nanelli and my collections, and just kind of going to share with them and talk to you about these cards. So we'll start. I grabbed a few of the basic Pokemon. There's one that's pretty popular. I'm not sure if you heard of him, Taboo Lele. Grabbed a couple of stage 2s. Some of these are used commonly. Like right now, a lot of people are playing Sylveon Gx. Not as many people playing Alola Ninetales GX, which is silly because she's still very, very good. And a lot of people like to play Disruption decks or running Sylveon Gx. I really like Sylveon, so that's kind of why I included her in here. One of my favorite Pokemon. And a few of the stage 2s that are out there. Notice for stage 1s, I left Golisopod out there. I don't like Golisopod. He's a bully. So we're going to start with the basic GX Pokemon. I'm going to start with Drampa GX. So this is a basic type, guys. So this is similar in form to your basic Pokemon like Rowlet, although clearly Drampa is not exactly Rowlet's equal. Drampa GX. You'll notice if it's a GX Pokemon, it will always have the GX logo up there. Its name is Drampa GX. Its name is not Drampa because there are cards that are just Drampa. Matter of fact, give me just a minute and I'll pull out a regular Drampa. I'll grab my Sun and Moon binder here because I have just about completed Guardians Rising. So let me pull out. Here he is. So here's a regular Drampa, which is interesting because the regular Drampa is actually a dragon type Pokemon, but notice the names are different. Drampa GX, right? We'll go ahead and set him over there. Anyway, 180 hit points, you guys. That's a lot. You're generally going to need another GX to try and one-shot, take him out in one attack. Although there are decks that you can soup up to knock out Pokemon. There you go. Remember, guys, the anatomy of the card. It's a colorless type, normal type Pokemon. Has 2 attacks. What's really cool about the normal type Pokemon, you guys, is that you can use whatever energy you want. There's no particular energy cost. Remember, like Rowlet, you need a grass and some other type of energy. Not for Drampa or normal types. You can use any type of energy. Righteous Edge does 20 damage, and then you also get to discard a special energy from your opponent's active Pokemon. We'll actually talk about special energy in an upcoming video in this series. Berserk for 3 energy does 80 plus, and then if any of your other Pokemon are actually damaged, it does 70 more. Holy cow, 150 damage, you guys. That's hitting a lot of Pokemon real hard. And then the Big Wheel GX. Remember, pop quiz, what's the deal with GX moves? How many times can you use them? I'll pause. If you answered 1 time, you are correct. Right? Big Wheel GX. Shuffle your hand into your deck, then draw 10 cards. It is weak to fighting type Pokemon. Guys, remember, ×2. So whatever damage the fighting type Pokemon would do normally, it's actually times by 2. And is a 2 retreat cost. It is card number 142 out of 145 for Guardians Rising. Okay, so there's Drampa GX. Why don't we go ahead and Pika, you hang on to Drampa for us. Okay, let's keep going, guys. So, next up, we have Turtonator GX. This is a Pokemon that is highly played still in the meta. There it is again, basic Turtonator GX, 190 HP, so 10 more than Drampa. He's a fire type. There's your attacks, you guys. Notice some of these attacks, you have to discard fire energy, or discard particular energy. You just have to pay attention to the attack. There's a GX move. Its retreat cost is much higher. It's weak to water types, right? So there's your basic Turtonator GX. This one, the big money card. Taboo Lele GX. Notice much lower HP. You might be thinking, hey, Baxter, what the heck? It's lower HP than the other two. Why is it so expensive? Guys, it's because of this ability. When you learn to play the game from our tutorial, you'll see why this ability is so important. Wonder Tag, when you play this Pokemon from your hand onto your bench during your turn, you may search your deck for a supporter card, reveal it, and put it into your hand, then shuffle your deck afterwards. And then Energy Drive for 2 colorless energy. 20 times the amount of damage attached to both 20 times the amount of energy cards attached to both Pokemon. And Tapu Cure for 1 psychic energy. You get to heal 2 of your benched Pokemon. So Tapu Lele, and look at retreat cost only 1. Tapu Lele is a phenomenal card for this ability, ladies and gentlemen. And you'll learn when we go through the tutorial of how to play. So we'll have Tapu Lele hang out over there. So we went through a few basic type GXs. Now let's look at some stage 1s, all right? So we'll go with Sylveon, Alolan Ninetales GX, and Silvally GX from the latest release, which is Crimson Invasion. But let's look at Sylveon GX. Evolves from regular Eevee. So it's the same type of evolving information on the top of the card. It's telling you that Sylveon is a stage 1, evolves from Eevee, has 200 hit points or health points. It's a fairy type Pokemon, right? And there's the attacks. So same thing, you guys should be getting familiar with this by now. 1 fairy energy, you can do Magical Ribbon, or for fairy and 2 other types of energy, you can do Fairy Wind for 110. There's a GX move. But check this out. It's resistant to dark Pokemon. So, and it says -20, which means if Sylveon is hit by a dark type Pokemon, you actually subtract 20 from the damage that the dark Pokemon's attack would have done. Okay, let's say you're facing, I don't know, Zoroark Gx. Zoroark Gx hits you with a move and it hits you for 80. Well, actually, it's only going to hit you for 60 because you're resistant to dark types, right? And the retreat cost is 2. There's the set information right there. So we'll have Sylveon hang out right there. Alolan Ninetales GX. Man, I wish Nanelli was here for this part of the video. She loves Ninetales, you guys. 210 HP. Look at that. Water type, evolves from Alolan Vulpix. It has to be Alolan Vulpix, guys, not a regular Vulpix. There's the attacks. We have Ice Blade and Blizzard Edge. Look, it's asking you to discard 2 energy again. Some of these attacks that hit high, they ask you to discard, guys. You'll see with our stage 2. I'm going to show you in just a moment. There is the GX move. Its resistance, its weakness, and its retreat. Only 1 retreat cost. That's fantastic for a stage 1. And Crimson Invasion, Silvally GX, 210 HP. It evolves from type Null. Check out the ability. Your basic Pokemon in play have no retreat costs. Your Drampas, your Tapu Lele's, GXs, any of those. Turtonator that had the heavy 3 retreat cost doesn't have anything as long as that this Pokemon is out. It has the ability going. Turbo Drive, energy costs. There's the attack, and it says you get to attach basic energy card from your discard pile to one of your bench Pokemon. There's a GX move, which is not bad. Rebel GX. This attack does 50 damage for each of your opponent's benched Pokemon. If they've got a full bench of 5 Pokemon, you just hit for 250 damage. It's pretty rude. So, there's Silvally. Now, here's the thing, guys. I think I mentioned this in the evolution video, but when your GX Pokemon is actually knocked out, your opponent gets to take 2 prize cards instead of 1. So you always have that threat. But if you've built a solid deck, that shouldn't be too big of an issue. Let's move on to our stage 2s. There's Decidueye. I'm not going to talk about Decidueye too much more anymore because the last 2 videos you got pretty familiar with him. But here's 2 others, Solgaleo and Gardevoir. Gardevoir is a bully. So I brought Solgaleo in to bully Gardevoir. Anyway, so Solgaleo, look at that, 250 HP. It evolves from Cosmoem. It is the stage 2. There's the ability, Ultra Road. You get to switch your active Pokemon with your bench once during your turn. Sunsteel Strike, 230, but you have to discard all your energy. Soul Burst, search your deck for up to 5 energy cards and attach them to your Pokemon any way you like. Look at the retreat cost, though. That's gross. It's resistant to psychic types, but it's weak to fire, right? And Gardevoir Gx. This is a card that was played highly in the meta, still kind of is, but once Ultra Prism comes out, I have a feeling you're not going to see too many Gardevoir players. Mainly because of that, Ultra Prism is really going to be helping out our metal types. Yeah, metal types. Metal. But until then, people are going to be playing Gardevoir. Check it out, 230 hit points, or health power, however you want to refer to it. Evolves from Kirlia. Fairy type. Ability, Secret Spring. Once during your turn before you attack, you may attach a fairy energy card from your hand to one of your Pokemon. Infinite Force. There's the attack. Twilight Gx. The Gx move, again, it's weak to metal, resistant to dark types, and it's retreat cost. So there's just a kind of a brief overview of your GX cards. Now, pop quiz. What happens when your GX Pokemon gets knocked out? If you answered that, well, your opponent gets to take 2 prizes instead of 1. You are correct. Thank you for joining me with this video going over GX Pokemon. If you like this video, leave us a like, comment. Please subscribe to our channel for more Pokemon TCG content. And I hope you are enjoying this tutorial mini series. Our next video will be taking a look at trainers, looking at specifically 2 types of trainers: your items and your supporters. So now we've gone over the Pokemon cards, some of them. We'll be looking at trainers, and then going from trainers, we'll be looking at energy and special energy. And notice, you guys, a lot of these attacks call for 2 types of energy. It doesn't matter what type, but 2. There's a special energy out there to get around that. So we'll be going over special energy soon enough, building a deck, and then hot dog, getting in and playing some tutorial matches. Have an awesome day, everyone. Class is dismissed. Yeah.